Hey guys, it's me, John. I want to record a video real quick because this is something that has touched me deeply in the last months, and it's something that I kind of wanted to put out there and do in a responsible way because I didn't want to seem like being a white male that I'm trying to exploit friendships of people in the arts who are of various colors, ethnicities, and all that. This is a little. Blurb about what the person, a very dear person to me in my life, what the impact she's had on me. Actually, maybe two different people. One is a black female, and the other one is a Latin male. Okay. First with the black female. Um, Several months ago, maybe about 5 months ago, I was at the lowest possible point in my life. I had no job. I had become suicidal, deranged, and isolated from society for no less than probably about a year or two. Um, I just so happened to get, basically to a point where I had to find something and find something fast. So, that being said, I met a woman that I will not name on this because I don't want her targeted for retaliation. But I met a woman who is a store manager of a local store, and she took a chance on me and gave me a job. Now, this woman is about a foot shorter than me. She's a black woman. She's about 50 something years old, and she is about 100 pounds, she's at least 40, 50 pounds lighter than me. But pound for pound, one of the strongest, hardest working, best people I've ever met in my life, hands down. The respect and admiration I have for her is beyond measure. Okay. She has not only been an amazing leader and an amazing boss, but the woman has become literally like a second mother to me. And in turn, I have, basically gained access and, basically a presence in the black community around here, which, leads me to seeing their lives and their culture and everything like that through a whole new scope that I never thought, possible. Me and this woman have traveled to places, worked hard together, side by side, spent a lot of time alone in regards of being alone at work, traveling to different stores, stuff like that. And we've just had conversations about her life and her journey and everything like that. And, I've got to meet her mother, who is currently suffering with cancer, stuff like that. I mean, her daughters, her beautiful family, everything, her fiance, everything. I mean, it's been such an intimate relationship at this place I'm working with the coworkers and everybody I know that I've never had before in larger stores and larger communities. And it blows my mind, really, coming from that environment to this, which is just a world away from, the hustle and bustle of where I was. It's really been a life lesson to see the contrast between these two places and how retail works in various forms through various places and stuff like that. I've seen this woman break her fucking back. She is a veteran of the company for no less than like 14 years. She's had several kids. She's uplifted her family, her friends. She takes care of anyone. At a moment's notice, if I call her and I say I got a serious problem, I knew she would be there for me. She works herself to death all the time, and she never stops. And going from where I was to where literally I saw no future, no hope for my life, and I was ready to die. I mean, and make no mistake, that was it. I mean, I went through a period of suicide that led to me wrecking my life, and then I led to a promise that was not fulfilled by a friend, and I was just basically abandoned out here to die, I felt. And her giving me that chance to prove myself and to give me a chance. It was a very, very low paying job, a very, very limited hours, but I had a chance. She gave me a foothold at life. And it changed literally my world and mentality. I'm not going to lie to you. It fucking set my entire life on a different path. And that's what she means to me. I will remember her to the day I die. I will do anything to protect her, care for her till the day I die, because she is, literally like a mother to me. I joke around at work and I joke around in places saying that I'm her only white child. And that's true. I feel such a deep connection to her that anything that comes to threaten her or even harm her family, I got her back, no question. She has my undying loyalty and my undying, respect till the day I am dead. That being said, I go to the other person, a friend of mine named Julio, who has been nothing but an amazing human being to me. I've mentioned this in videos before, but I just want to break this down for you people. Julio, at the time, a couple of years ago, I was involved with a group of artists, and I'm not going to name them in this video. But I was involved with some artists. I was going through some rough shit. And coincidentally, I did a piece at a certain time that I had no idea the impact of or what attention it would draw to me. Julio was one of the people who noticed. We started talking. And then I started going off the rails mentally. And I did. I was ready to die. I was suicidal. I was just fucking done with life. I had no hope, no future. I was in a bad situation, man. And everybody, it seemed, in the arts community turned on me. They started attacking me. They didn't understand. They didn't get it. Some of them were very nice. But there was one man who came out of the woodwork and actually called me, and that was Julio. He not only called me, but he talked to me. That's more important. And he was real, and he was genuine, and he was a good man, and he shared some of his experiences in life and what he was going through, and I talked to him, and on that day, we became brothers. On that day, we became solidified in a moment that, fake people can't understand. Julio also is, he just constantly creates. He constantly does anything and any chance for art he throws out there, man. Out of the fucking artists that I've seen, Julio is pound for pound one of the most creative, inspirational, and constant artistic influences, as far as he will make anything out of anything. He can draw, he can do so many things, and he's underappreciated and under-recognized. And that's what leads to me having his back and supporting the man but fucking busting my ass just as hard as he does to fucking accomplish the overall goals that we both see. To say Julio's a brother is an understatement. He's more like a bonded soul to mine. We are soulmates in that regard. We are one of the same being. If Julio said he needed backup tomorrow and shit was going to get hairy and we might get killed, I would fucking follow him right into it, no question. No fucking question. He in that moment, you don't understand what it means to someone who's in that place to just have one moment, one conversation with somebody to where they fucking say, man, I got it. I got you. I understand. I'm here for you if you need it. And that was all I needed to hear. Literally, that emboldened me and empowered me so much. I don't take for granted what people do for me. I don't take for granted what people have done for me. And I don't take for granted what people have, continued to do to me. Despite all the evidence to the contrary, despite what has been said. And furthermore, that is what leads into the point of the war against this art group. Their direct impact on me could have fucking killed me. The games they play online could have fucking killed me. And that is not an understatement. That is not, and you believe whatever the fuck you want to believe. I'm not here to make up your mind anymore. That's why that group, or at the very least, the administrative powers that be, that control and manipulate people through that group, need to be taken away. And in my time of absence, I've seen, and heard stories of what the fuck this person, Sarah Dees, has continued to do to people. And some may say, well, John, don't you realize that that group gave you this and gave you that and blah, blah, blah. They didn't give me shit. Except for one great human being in Julio and the rest of them as manipulative people. You know, Brendan excluded, because Brendan wasn't trying to manipulate or harm anybody in that time. And to be honest with you, that's why I give respect and tribute to Brendan the way that I do, because Brendan was actually a genuine soul. And we, you know, I've said this before and I'll state it again. Me and him disagreed on some things as far as, you know, political stances and stuff, and I understand that. But Brendan, at the end of the day, was a good man. And I saw in him, like I said, and I'll reaffirm this, I have no ill will toward Brendan, because Brendan was a dad trying to get his shit together. We had private conversations. Brendan was just trying to take care of his kids, man. And that's true. And to be fair and to be honest, Julio and Brendan are both stronger than me, because they survived a matrix and a system that I could not survive. If I would have stayed in that environment and allowed some of these people inside their little social network to manipulate me, I don't know if I would have lived. And that's the danger that I try to bring forth to you people. And that's why the war is important against this artist trying to make a living creating art group, is because their actions inadvertently would have fucking killed me. And if it wasn't for a few good men, namely Julio, but Brendan too, if it wasn't for them, I would probably be dead right now. And that is honest fucking, that is 100% true, dude. Hand to God. I would have been fucking dead, because people online do not realize the powers of their words, the powers of their fucking, you know, statements and shit posts and all this. They don't realize it. And that's the danger. That's the thing that I'm trying to bring awareness to, and I'm trying to make people understand that this group, these places are being cultivated into cults and hive minds and various things. And at the end of the mission, maybe that's what's going to happen. I don't know. But, you know, the mention of Brendan and stuff like that inadvertently brings up the subject of the cult of Sandeep and various things that happened there, which I don't, you know, care about. I don't really, you know, I'm not really concerned with. Julio and me may develop various things in the future here. I don't need groups or recognition from artists. I don't need fellow artists. I appreciate it, but I don't fucking need it. And that's the whole larger point in general. Now, a very healthy group that I have seen, I will give it credit, is artists not trying to make a living creating art. That's a group that has really, you know, shown me that they're doing it right and they're doing it well. And that's sprung up sometime in the last couple of years, I think. But they got their shit together, and it gives me hope. But the big main group, as a lot of people refer to it as, just needs reform, a large reform. And they need accountability. Because if nothing else, I mean, if it happened to me, it could have happened to God knows how many people. And how, you know, I sit here and I think, honestly, man, I sit here and I think, and I weigh it in my head. If it happened to me, logic dictates that it happened to somebody else. And if it happened to somebody else, that kid, that woman, that man, they didn't make it out alive, dude. And I want you to think about that for a second. Let that sink in. And people are like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? That's why. Because it's not about me and what happened to me. It's about the other shit that's happened. It's about the shit that I know that happened. And it's about the shit that continues to happen. And it's not right. It's not right to sit there and publicly shame people in the face of 170,000 people. It's not right to use things like, I'm going to file a police report on you for harassment and all these other things as tools to oppress people and censor people from speaking out against your group. That's not fucking right. And I don't care what support and what people want to do or whatever. The chains of my actions, the wake of my actions, the wake of my message, the wake of my abilities and my tools and my creativity will destroy and dismantle that group. And that's fine, because there's another group there's plenty of other groups. Art is not trying to make a living creating art. Is actually one of the greater, is actually already there. You can go there. If you have a sane mind and a sane perspective, go there. Go to the cult of Sandy. You know, do what you got to do to find the great communities. They're out there, and the artists trying to make a living creating art group is a dead meme. It's a dead thing, and it's just people inflating each other's egos and all these other things. It's crazy. So I hope today this enlightened you a little bit more about me. I hope today this enlightened you a little bit more about my path and why I feel the way I do towards civil rights, Latin rights, rights of everybody, and everything. My place and my stance in this world, regardless of my career, where I go, what I do, the powers I have, whatever, will always be with the underdog, will always be with the disenfranchised and the little guy. Because I will never forget where I came from, and I'll never forget what I am. I'm a little, you know, a little guy. I am a nobody from nowhere. And that's the point. Even if you are a nobody from nowhere, man, one day you're going to be somebody. And one day you're going to have the power, like Sarah Dees right now, to turn hundreds of thousands of people against someone at will. And with great power comes great responsibility. And with great responsibility comes great accountability. And that will be the lesson of my life's work. The more power you have, the more accountability you should have. And the first person to be held accountable for the actions of everything else that's going on there should be her. She owns it. She created it. She allowed it to grow and foster and turn into the cancer it's become. She needs to be taken from power. And that's just point blank. And I'm not going to stop in that. And I'm not going to stop in the larger goals of trying to get philanthropic change and rights acknowledged inside of my country, as of now, the United States of America. Because the little guy has become, it is no longer, I feel, we the people. It is them, the privileged, that own and control our lives. People are fucking dying out here, dude. Every day. And it's not right. So with that being said, you guys have a great day. I love you. And thank you for being here. And thank you for the beautiful lights of young black women I've seen. Two especially beautiful black women I've seen, young artists who are doing their job. And a third young black woman who has been in my life for a long time now, and she's finally finding some success and acknowledgement for her works. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening, and you have a great day, okay? Bye.